Hello friends, hello friends, hello friends. Welcome. It is Sunday night. It is July the 5th. I am Clay Emo. I'm at Canuck Clay on Twitter. I'm at Clayton Emo on Instagram. I'm the founder of the GLCPC, the Good Looking Canucks Positivity Club. This is my Canucks take, all in one take. It's Clay's Canucks Commentary Live. It is Sunday night, like I said, July the 5th. And I'm happy to be with you. So thanks for taking the time to be with me tonight. I think my voice is, I think at the end of last week, my voice was completely shot. Or maybe it was at the end of Monday I was shot. But anyways, I feel good today and had a really, really good day actually. We saw my brother and his family, their 5 kids. And you may have seen my picture on Twitter. I just posted about an hour ago. And we spent 3 hours exercising and playing in the sun. So we played basketball, we played football, we played ultimate frisbee. Do you say frisbee? We played ultimate. And I am completely exhausted. I was supposed to play tennis tomorrow. I don't know if I can do that. I was supposed to go to the driving range tomorrow. I'm not sure if I can do that. But it was great to see my brother Jason, his wife Joanna, and their 5 kids. We had a lot of fun playing all those sports, like I said. Beautiful day in the park. And it was the first time that I've seen my brother Jason in 5 or 6 months. I think maybe since Christmas. I can't remember if I saw him in January, February before COVID happened. But it was great to see him. Still very close with my brother. He's 2 years younger than me. And yeah, he's the one who helps produce a lot, not all, but a lot of my Canucks music. Any ones that are more kind of studio based. When I do the piano stuff, that's on my own. But studio based stuff, he helps me with a lot. So it was great to see Jason and his family. Also watched Hamilton last night. I talked about that in my vlog today. Absolutely loved it. It's on Disney Plus, as many of you know. Absolutely loved it. Bought the music book today because I can't wait to play some of the songs. And that's a really good show. Obviously, I was so blown away by the musicality, the creativity, the talent, the storyline. It was so good. So if you like Hamilton, give me a thumbs up. If you like me, that sounds so funny. Give me a thumbs up. I want to say thank you to all of you. Whether I always say this, you're watching from my neighborhood of Steveston, if you're in Richmond, if you're in Greater Vancouver, if you're in BC, if you're in the country, on the continent, around the world. I know Anula, a good friend from Sweden, is on once in a while. I appreciate you guys very much. I know that you could be doing anything else right now. You could be studying, although I'm not sure what kind of school is on right now. You could be watching TV, you could be outside, you could be exercising, you could be sleeping already. But the fact that there are close to 20 of you on here right now, 10 o'clock on a Sunday night, when some of you are coming from other areas of the world as well, other areas of the country, I appreciate you very much. And you guys know that I do not take you for granted. So if you don't mind this pandering, if you want to give the video a thumbs up, that's fine. And that's the last time I will say that until the end of the video, where I'll ask you one more time. Okay, today, this week on the vlog, I had a very busy week. On Monday, I talked about this whole notion of which teams would deserve to get Alexis Lafreniere. And I talked about, I don't really think that teams deserve to get him, but I talked about ideal landing spots for the team, for Lafreniere, who I wouldn't mind him going to and who I would hate to see him go to. Wouldn't mind Montreal or Winnipeg or of course Vancouver if it came to that. And I would not want to see him go to Edmonton, Calgary, Toronto, or Pittsburgh for a myriad of reasons. Then on Tuesday, I talked about the RFAs on the team, the 5 big ones. Vertanen and Stitcher are the biggest ones. Also, RFAs, Gaudette with not much bargaining power. And then, but I'd say those are the big 3. Then you have Zach McEwen. And then you have one other one who I'm missing now that I think about it. Is it a Ford or is it a, oh, that was so long ago now. But yeah, it was basically Vertanen and Stetcher were the 2 big RFAs that we really got to think about what's going to happen with them. Wednesday, I talked about how Edmonton and Toronto have risen to the top of the Hub City talk. On Thursday, I talked about Quinn Hughes being ranked number 12 in the NHL.com Super 16 rankings. Very good, but Cale Makar was ranked number 8, and 12 of the 13 writers had Makar ahead of Hughes. No big deal, but another indication that I think Makar and Hughes is going to, not Hughes, but Makar is going to win the Calder Trophy. On Friday, I talked about Nikita Trampkin, and you guys know I'm not the biggest Trampkin fan, but a lot of people are, and they really came out. I got a lot of views on this video, 1,400 views, but a lot of people coming after me saying that I don't know what I'm talking about, or they've asked me if I've ever seen Trampkin play, which my answer is yes. I have seen him play a lot because I'm a season ticket holder, But I keep saying I would be love to be proven wrong if Nikita Sharankin turns out to be a very good contributor for the Vancouver Canucks. I'm just not convinced, but it's very important, right? Because presuming we don't sign one or both of Troy Stetcher and Chris Tanev. And then yesterday I talked about some of the clauses that are in the CBA that's about to be ratified. I think it's going to be presented to the players tomorrow, and then they'll have by the end of the week to ratify it. A lot of clauses in there about salary cap, about Olympic participation, escrow, and then we're hearing a lot today. Actually, both Bob McKenzie and Frank Cervelli of TSN reporting a lot on what the bubble is going to look like, all the safety protocols, all the testing. I'm sure more will come out in the next few days on that, but a lot of testing, daily testing for anyone in the bubble, 52 people in the bubble, including a physician, a social media guy, and then families can't come into the bubble until the conference final. So a good 5 weeks into the playoffs. So that's something to keep in mind. We'll be talking about that a lot more, I'm sure, throughout the rest of the week. And then today, Sunday, I like to have a chill Sunday. When it comes to the vlog, I do my Ask Me Anything, which is always fun. And then tonight's live stream. So I'm 1 minute over. We're at the 6 minute mark. Again, no kids coming down because I give them a break now. But so you're stuck with me for the hour or so, and we'll see how well it goes. So let's get to your questions right away, and we'll see how long we can keep going. So here we go. Nuts and bolts. Clay, do you think the Vancouver Canucks opening video 2014 predicted what had happened and what will still be happening in the 1920 NHL season? Because those words in the video games gave me the chills. Okay, nuts and bolts, I must admit I cannot remember the 2014 opening video, but I will go watch that later, and I'll let you know if it's going to be a good predictor, a good omen for what's to come for this season. HSM Fangirl Gaming. Hi, Clay. Do you think around Christmas time you can do an updated version of the 12 Days of Christmas Canucks style? I enjoy all your parodies. Why, thank you, HSM Fangirl Gaming. Yes, I've done 36 parody songs, including a dozen Christmas songs, basically one a year for the past maybe 9 or 10 years. But yes, one of them, the very first Christmas parody we did was the 12 Days of Christmas Canucks style, the 12 Days of Canucks Christmas. And maybe we should revisit that again this year. Great suggestion. Oh, by the way, speaking of Canucks parodies songs, you may have seen on Twitter, we went over to Marie Huey, my Canucks partner in crime when it comes to collabs, musical collabs, and we went over to Marie's house for dinner on Friday, had a really, really good time, reminisced about some of her funny videos in the past, and looked ahead to maybe doing one going forward when the Canucks return to play. So great to see Marie and her and Chris, and then their son Ronan, and they're expecting a baby girl by October, which is very, very exciting. But thank you for the love, HSM Fangirl Gaming. You know that there's a parody in the works always in this mind right here. Justin, Clay, have you ever been to a Quebec Ramparts London Knights or Halifax Moosehead game? Yes, I've been to one London Knights game. Hold on a sec. I think I went to I went to a London versus Ottawa game, but this was back in 2009, 10, 11, somewhere around there. I have to look it up, but we did, and I wasn't a big junior hockey guy at the time, so unfortunately I didn't even know who I was watching to play, but I need to look that up now because, no, I think it was a London Knights game way back in the 2008, 2009 series. So yes, I've seen one of those teams play, but it was over a decade ago, and I should really recall who I actually saw play, but I can't remember right now. But a good question, Justin. Elfrin, hey Clay, I hope you and your family are doing well. Thank you, Elfrin. We are indeed. Gail has finished teaching for the year. Sean has finished his 2 extra summer courses for UBC, so he's ahead. Jacob has finished grade 11, and Kayla has finished grade 7. Many of you saw, if you follow me on Facebook, on Instagram, that she had her farewell and her confirmation all 2 weeks ago. Well, last week, technically. So it was a great ending to the year for Kayla, and we are doing well, Elfrin, and I hope you are doing well as well. Thank you for asking. Brady, hey Clay. Hey Brady, how are you? Glad to hear. Thank you. I think that was about my good weekend. I hope you had a good weekend as well, Brady. Thanks for being here. HS Fangirl, I can't wait for summer hockey. Are you? I can't wait for summer hockey. Are you? I think that means how about you? I cannot wait for summer hockey as well. It sounds like it's becoming closer to reality, although we will see what kind of testing comes out from all these teams and players soon. Dexter, thumbs up for Clay. Thank you, Dexter. Thumbs up for you as always. Nuts and bolts. Clay, do you think what the Vancouver Canucks opening video 2014 predicted what is happening now in the hockey this 1920 season. Again, Nuts and Bolts. I have not seen the opening video in a while for 2014. I will watch that and get back to you. Brady, thumbs up. Alfred, thumbs up. Thank you. Dexter, Lafreniere, Pedersen, and Besser. Yes, that would be a very good line. It would be an outstanding line. But let's get excited about that if it happens. But Lafreniere, Pedersen, and Besser. Then imagine if you still have Toffoli and Miller, and you play Toffoli and Miller with Horvat. Oh, that's not even including Pearson. That's not even including Podkolzin and Höglander. Wow. Yeah, that sounds good, but let's worry about it later. Brady says, laugh to Chicago, perhaps. Nuts and bolts. Clay, in the Canucks versus Wild series, do you think the Vancouver Canucks should embrace roaring thunder? Well, whatever terminology you want to use, I think they should embrace good, hard-winning hockey, and they beat Minnesota. And if you want to call that roaring thunder, go for it. That's fine. I know you're referring to that mashup that I finally watched, Imagine Dragons and Katy Perry. Brady, or Nucks. Laugh to Chicago or Nucks. Yeah, I'll take that. But I'd rather Canucks win. Let's make that very clear. I want them to win, though. Dexter, none of that, Brady. Justin, hi, Clay, and everyone else. Hope everyone as well. Clay, what are your thoughts on Virtanen being in the news lately and the criticism he is facing with his actions lately? Justin, that's a really good question. For those of you who are unaware, Jake Virtanen on Tuesday night, the night before Canada Day, went to Celebrities Nightclub. One of his buddies filmed and put it on his Instagram story, but of course Virtanen is very recognizable. And then some people started tweeting about it, and including someone that I've actually interviewed for my Zoom chat, Vanessa Jang, got a lot of play on Twitter. Vanessa's language is very strong. She said, this is unbelievably selfish, I believe was the term she used. So a lot of people agreed with Vanessa. A lot of people didn't agree, saying, hey, he's following physical distancing protocols. It's his own time. He's a professional athlete. He's a grown man. Celebrity use is open. He's allowed to do what he wants, blah, blah, blah. Some would say, yes, all those things are true, but he still has to have the maturity and the wherewithal to know that he's going to be walking into a testing bubble very soon with other teammates and trainers and coaches, blah, blah, blah. To which other people say that, yeah, but the key is he's still going to be tested, and if he has anything, he won't be allowed to play. So, people are going back and forth, back and forth. As you guys know, I do like Jake Virtanen, but now this is two things in the last 2 months that some people question, right? Not only this Celebrities Nightclub appearance, but also when he filmed himself driving in the interior in all of his hockey gear. And I think he was making the point that, do you guys remember when you used to wear your hockey gear in the car on the way to a practice or a game? But then it didn't look good because he was the only one in the car, so he was filming himself driving. I think Virtanen sometimes doesn't show the most maturity, but I do worry that even these little things that are little things individually, but then when you add them up, though, that he might say, well, why do I need to deal with this? I could go to a different market, not in my hometown, and not be under the scrutiny of other people. So, I have time for arguments on both sides. For me, I was okay with it knowing that Jake is a grown man. He's going to be tested. So it's not like because he's going to Celebrities that he's automatically A, going to get COVID, and B, going to infect the rest of the team. There's so many things that have to happen before that happens. But could he have shown more awareness and perhaps, but I did not go at him. I did not jump on him because I think ultimately he's responsible for his own actions, and if he was following proper physical distancing, of course, the more places you go with more people that you don't know, the bigger your chance. But who knows? Maybe he was very, very calm and very safe all night. So that's my take on it. Really good question, Justin. What do you think about it? Do you think it's been too harsh, or do you think the criticism has been warranted? I'd love to know all your guys' thoughts, actually, because that Jake Virtanen is a very not him, but that issue has been very polarizing this week on Canucks Twitter. Great question. Rob, hi. If the Canucks can't re-sign Jacob Markstrom, do you think they should sign a veteran goalie to back up Thatcher Demko? Maybe a goalie like Dusty Emo. Well, Rob, Dusty is too much of a veteran. He's turning 50 years old in the next 2 weeks. As much as I love Dusty, he's not ready to, not in the best shape to be a backup goalie in the NHL right now. And you guys know I was supposed to interview Dusty on Thursday, but something came up, so we'll have to push that till later this month. But maybe I should interview him on his 50th birthday. That would be kind of cool. Yeah, I think if Markstrom isn't re-signed, you can't go with a combo Demko and Domingue. And DiPietro's probably not ready. Why do all our goalies' names and start with a D in their last name except for Markstrom? Yeah, I think they would sign a veteran for 1 or 2 years to bridge the gap until DiPietro is ready. So to answer your question, if they can't re-sign Markstrom, do you think they should sign a veteran goalie to back up Thatcher Demko? My answer is indeed yes. And as cool as it would be if it was Dusty, it won't be Dusty. He's still got to coach in the KHL for another year. Edmund, hey Clay, I just hopped on, with Trampkin. I would be curious if he comes back, what number he wears since Adam Gaudette has his number. Yeah, I don't think he worries too much about wearing 88. I would hope not. But yeah, Edmund, I know you were one of the people who did comment on my Trampkin video. I had half the people agreeing with me and half the people disagreeing with me, and that's cool. I'm totally cool with people disagreeing with me as long as it's respectful and as long as it's fair and as long as it's well thought out. Nux 649, hey Clay, hello Nux, hope you're well. Edmund, food question. When you have barbecue with your family, chicken or beef? Ooh, good question. When it comes to straight barbecue, I prefer steak over chicken. Gail, as a very good cook, also does Filipino barbecue, and Filipino barbecue is a lot of pork. So we have all three of beef, chicken, and pork when we barbecue. But if I had to pick one, my favorite is always steak, and on the rare side of anything. Let me know what you guys think, if you like beef, chicken, or pork when you barbecue. Uh-oh, my apple juice went down the wrong pipe. Give me a second. I think I was too excited to answer the next question. Okay. Joshua Emo, my awesome nephew. So that is my brother Jason. Jason is 2 years younger than I am. So I just turned 46. He'll be turning 44 next month. Jason has 5 kids, all awesome kids that we saw today. And the oldest of those 5 kids is Joshua, who's basically the same birth year as my daughter Kayla, but born in January. Kayla's born in December. So they're both born in 07. So that means Joshua is, he's 13, turning 13 and a half already, where Kayla hasn't even turned 13 yet. So Joshua asks, who's the most athletic emo, extended family included? So when I hear extended family, I don't think of just the 5 people in my household, to which I would say Sean and Jake have surpassed me. You know, it's funny, I tell Sean and Jake, and maybe my brother Jason can chime in somehow. I used to be an athletic guy. Like 20 years ago, I was in really good shape. I was skinny. I had a 6-pack. I had all the stomach muscles sticking out of my stomach. I was very fast. I could run a 12-second 100 meter. Like, that's not amazing, but it's decent. Decent stamina, but never the strongest guy because I had a very thin build, but I was a good athlete. And then as I got married and did other stuff, like sat in front of a computer vlogging all the time, I'm certainly gained some weight over the past years, but I still love playing playing sports. As you guys know, I'm very active still. So today, we ran for 3 hours, like I said, football, ultimate frisbee, and basketball. So to answer Joshua's question, my awesome nephew, extended family. So it's the 5 of us. Then it's Jason's family. So he's got 5 kids. And if we're talking about extended, then you got to go out to my brother's cousins as well, Dusty and Dusty's family. So Dusty, he was very athletic, probably still is, but I wouldn't say he's the most athletic now because he's 50 years old. He has 3 sons who are all athletic as well, but I don't know their prowess. Right now, I would say that my son Sean is the most athletic out of all of us because he's got the right combination of skill. Every sport he plays, he plays well. He's fast, and he's actually quite built. And then my brother Jason can attest as he tried to check him underneath the hoop today. And I couldn't keep up with Sean playing ultimate frisbee. I couldn't keep up with anyone basically playing ultimate frisbee. Jacob is faster than Sean, I'd say, but Sean is a lot stronger right now. But Jacob is 2 years younger. But Jacob's got really good cardio. And Jacob's got really good hands, actually, and a strong arm. So that's really interesting. My brother Jason, in all seriousness, he's 5'10", I'm 5'6". So he had 4 inches on me. I was always faster than Jason, but Jason always played a lot bigger and taller than me, obviously. And then I was probably more aggressive, but I was also less refined in all sports that we played. So Jason and I would always have my brother and I would always have good battles. Never, ever, though, push, shove, fight. They were very respectful, good competitive battles. My dad instilled that in us. My dad was a really good athlete before he passed away. You guys know my dad's on the corner on my wall right there. But right now, if I had to pick anyone, this is a very long answer, but maybe it's worth it because it's a family answer. If I had to pick anyone, I would say right now that Sean is the best athlete, but Jacob could surpass him maybe, and then one of my brother's kids might pass them down the road because some of them are really good athletes, especially the two oldest ones playing basketball today. I was very impressed. So Joshua, if you're still watching, I hope you accept that answer. Leave a comment below, Josh, if you think that that's a fair answer that I say is Sean. And Josh, I would love to know your answer as well. Reels, hey Clay, hello Reels, hope you're well. Justin, replying to Rob, not signing Markstrom would solve a lot of salary cap problems. Yeah, that's saving $6 million. It would be a term setback workout for the long run. Yeah, no, that's fair, Justin. It would just be, how much would it set back the team though in their quest for Stanley Cup? I just saw my nephew Joshua say that my answer about Sean being the best athlete right now is a fair answer, so that's cool. Rios, Vertanen's a beauty for that hat though in the picture. Worst crew ever. Yes, that was a very, very clever cap that he had. Worst crew ever for sure. He's used that before actually. I think on his trip to Mexico last year, he also tagged it worst crew ever. Edmund, my take on Jake, in my opinion, if Jake was following protocol and the guidelines from the nightclub, I have no issues with him, like yet a small group. I can see why others have issues. Yeah, okay, so Edmund's kind of like me. He doesn't have a problem with Jake, but he can understand why people would. Nucks and bolts, does Thatcher Demko look like Dan Reynolds of Imagine Dragons? I don't know. I don't know Imagine Dragons that well. Nux, how was your weekend? It was excellent, thank you. I'm not sure if you heard me at the start, Nux, say that I had a great time with my brother and his family today at the park, 3 hours of nonstop exercise. Last night, I watched Hamilton. Last night, during the day, we had a couple different sets of people over, family, friends. You can tell our bubble's expanding. And Friday night, I was over at Marie's house for dinner. So overall, it's been a great weekend. We've seen a few people. And I'm looking forward to next week because I was going to say this at the end, but I have the week off. So I have the week off of work, my first vacation in about half a year since Christmas time. And on Wednesday, it's my wife, Gail, and my 20-year wedding anniversary. Yes, we're celebrating 20 years of bliss. That if you friends with me on Facebook or on Instagram, you've seen I've been posting a picture a day from our past 30 years together actually, because 10 years before we got married. The past 30 years together, culminating in something that we'll do on Wednesday. We were supposed to be on a cruise in Europe and either beginning or ending in Rome, which would have been great for us as Catholics, but obviously we have to put that aside. Thankfully, we hadn't booked anything in February, when COVID started, basically in November, December. So we didn't book anything, so we'll have to probably defer to at least next year. But yes, this Wednesday, it is mine and Gail's 20-year wedding anniversary. So I will accept all forms of gifts and congratulatory messages. So great weekend, Nux. I hope you had a good weekend as well. Dexter, if Jake tests negative, then everything is fine and we should move on. If he tests positive, the blame is 100% on him and he has to deal with the consequences for being selfish. Okay, I have time for that argument, Dexter, but I would say if he gets test positive, I wouldn't go so far to say he was selfish from a standpoint, oh, now he's going to mess up the team, because I think he knew that he was going to be tested. He knew that the team was going to test him. So you could argue that his exposure to the team will be very limited before he even gets a chance to infect them, right? If you know what I mean. I'm not excusing him, but that's why I didn't think it was a big deal, as big a deal as some other people said. Justin, read Jake Vertanen. He's one of my favorite Canucks and seemed poised to have a breakout year this year on the ice. But ever since his draft day, the criticism of the market on JV has been tough. Yeah, Justin, there are so many reasons why, right? He was picked 6 overall in a year where we know who else was picked that year, right? There's some other really good players that went after him. So that's number one. And then being a local boy, number 2, we always want the local boys to do well. And number 3, the fact that he does mess up once in a while. And it's not even big mess ups, right? So I agree that he's had a lot of criticism, but would you argue that some of it is justified? Hard to say, but yes, he was having a great year, 18 goals, ready to go to 20, and then setting beer shotguns off across the Lower Mainland. Rome, hi Clay, hello Rome. Thanks again for always commenting daily on my vlogs. It's been reported that not all players want to play in the play-in and playoffs. What if there aren't enough players to ice a proper team? Would the team have to forfeit? Yes. So we just learned that every team's allowed to bring 31 players into the bubble. They're allowed to bring 52 people overall. So if you use the max of 31 players, then you have 21 for coaches, training staff, social media guy, compliance guy, all these things, right? So you have trainers. So you have 31 spots for players. You can technically drop down all the way down to 20. So let's say even 11 of those 31 players say no, then you can still dress 20 for a game, right? 18 skaters and 2 goalies. But then if you have an injury or anything, or anyone tests positive after that, then you're hooped. So I think, that's why they're allowing for 31 players per team. I think you could probably get away with even being as low as 23 to 25, because a typical roster is 23 players, right? You have 3 healthy scratches every night. So if a typical roster is 23 players, bump that up by 2 or 3, I'd say you'd want to have 26 healthy guys. So if 5 or 6 opt out for whatever reason, then I think you're okay. Anything less than that, anything more than that, I think it's getting a little bit tricky. That's a really interesting question though, Rome. We will have to see what happens. Yes, the team would have to forfeit. It's not like they can borrow guys, or like I can lace up and just put my big butt in front of the net maybe, but no, I don't think you can do that. Edmund, let's say the Canucks let Markey walk. Would you be comfortable if they signed Braden Holtby for a short-term deal? Edmund, I wouldn't know, because I think Holtby's gonna spend it's gonna cost too much money. I'm sure he's gonna be like a $5-6 million guy. I'd rather they go for like a $3 or $4 million, maybe even $2 or $3 million goalie. I don't know who those guys are, but I'd rather do that than go after a Holtby, quite frankly. Ryan, hey brother, hope you're doing well. How are you doing your latest poll? Last time I checked, Gil was winning 53%. Yeah, thanks Ryan. So on Instagram, I've been doing these, when I post my picture of me and Gil over the past 30 years, I've done 4 of them. I also post a poll in my stories, and usually it's designed so Gil could win, right? Who had the better haircut, or who's better looking, or whatever. But I did one two days ago, basically saying whose appearance has changed more in the past 27 years. Obviously, knowing that I would win because I've gotten bigger, like I said, and still good looking, but just a little bigger. Whereas Gil still looks the same, right? Still looks amazing. But I did win that vote, although a few people voted for Gil, which I'm not sure how I feel about that. And then today's was a picture from us from Hawaii from 2011. So my question was, who would make the better hula dancer? And as Ryan said, actually I got out to an early lead somehow. I don't know if people are just in on the joke now, or they feel bad for me, or they actually think that I would be a better hula person. I think they should get their eyes checked. But right now I'm losing 53 to 47, which is way closer than I thought. Justin, these latest actions have shown a bit of immaturity as a young player and not a pro, but I still am afraid of this market running power forward with his trend upwards out of town. Yeah, Justin, that's cool that you said that as I was saying my point, and I hadn't read your point yet. I think we're on the same page there. That would be a shame if that's the reason, for sure. HSN Fangirl Gaming, I think fans of Jake Virtanen are more tough on him because he's from Abbotsford. Yeah, we want the local kid to do well, for sure. Brady says beast. I think that's when I was talking about my 6-pack. Brady, is that? I think that came up when I was talking about my 6-pack, right? Or maybe that was when I was talking about my son Sean and how good of an athlete he is. Nux, Clay, does basketball make you taller? I'd be the worst person to ask that because I'm only 5'6" and I played a lot of basketball. So if I'm the answer, then the answer is no. Justin, I don't know what to make of the Jake Virtanen incident. It was irresponsible, but he is young and fearless. He knows COVID testing is imminent. Not sure what to think. Yeah, I think you summed up both sides right there. Edmund, I'm checking Sportsnet website, and they are ranking the playoff contenders, and they got the Wild ranked ahead of the Canucks. Oh, yeah. They were very close in points, right, in the regular season, and a lot of people are saying that is a 50-50. I don't believe that. I've seen a lot of people also pick the Canucks to win because of better goaltending and better offense, whereas Minnesota has better defense. Shy, hey Clay, sorry I'm late. I was watching anime. Does Jake like anime? No, the only thing that Jake watches, Shy, is that volleyball one. What's it called? Someone write it down. He's talked about it before when I have him on. It's that volleyball one. The volleyball anime show. I could just yell up and ask him what it is. Jake! Jacob! He can't hear me. Oh, haiku. Yeah, that's right, haiku, which is the same as Japanese poetry. But yes, that's the one he does watch. Very good, guys. Thank you. Brady, When all this COVID stuff clears up, we should get a street hockey game going on. I would love to come over to Vancouver and get a game going. Brady, you're in Nanaimo as well, right? With Dexter? Refresh my memory. But yeah, that would be a great idea. That would be a lot of fun. Joshua, fair answer. That was about Sean being the best athlete right now in our family. Nuts and bolts. Clay, what happened to flat top hair? Just asking. Yeah, I shaved it off in 2001. And then I went for this more natural round head look. But I did bring my flat top back in 2014 because that's when I turned 40 years old. So I grew it out for 6 weeks, and then I made it a flat top, and then I shaved it off the very next day. So I will likely bring it back for my 50th birthday, but you gotta wait 4 more years for that. Nahal, hi Clay, hello Nahal, hope you're well. Daz Money, congrats. Thanks, Daz Money. I think that Daz Money, that's a good name. I think that had to do with my anniversary. See, I'm pretty behind, right? I'm like 10 minutes behind, but that's good. That's because you're asking good questions. Maybe I talk a lot when I answer them. Rob, maybe one day your family should have a mini Olympics to determine your family's greatest athlete. It could be an annual event. Yeah, we've talked about doing funny stuff like that because there are certainly things like bowling, Jake would win. I think volleyball would be the sport that I would win. Tennis, I'm actually better than those two right now. Football, Sean would win. Basketball, Sean would win. Badminton, Jake could win. So yeah, there's a lot of different sports. Gymnastics, Kayla would win. So there's a lot of different things that we could do. Dancing, I would definitely wouldn't win. But one, and I think if I actually put it on YouTube, I think a lot of people would watch, quite frankly. Actually, that's kind of funny. When we were over at Marie's husband, Chris, was basically talking about how much he thinks that that a reality TV show featuring me and my kids would be a hit. And I know he was kind of joking because we're kind of being goofy over dinner and we were saying a bunch of goofy things. But actually, there's been about half dozen people in the past year or two that have said, half joking, half serious, that I should look into a reality series. And while I think it's very flattering, I think they're saying that I'm comfortable in front of camera or I'm really stupid, one of the two. We haven't really given it much thought, but I think that would be kind of fun, maybe to do a small YouTube vlog series. But yeah, actually shy about the Patreon. I'll get to that in a second. That's a really good point. But yeah, we'll see what happens. But it would just be a fun, maybe YouTube vlog series. But then I think that kind of thing would be fun for like 1 or 2 episodes. And then I think the novelty would wear out pretty darn quick. But all to say, we ordered a ping pong table, not a full table with like a $700-800 table with legs, but we ordered a full-size tabletop, 9 foot by 6 foot top. So we're gonna put it out in the patio when we get it later this week. So maybe that's another thing that I would stream, and we would find out who the best ping pong player in our house is. There's always a lot of competition, right? With especially with 2 competitive boys. Kayla's very competitive as well, but she's more on the sweet side. And then this guy, even though my ability is dwindling, I'm still very competitive. But I'm a very good sport too. I'm a very good loser, maybe because I lose so much. Shy, what did Jake Vertanen do? Shy, I'm gonna ask you to watch back earlier, basically footage of him at Celebrities nightclub in Vancouver on Tuesday night. Not wearing a mask, wearing a cool hat, but some people said leave him alone, he's fine, he's 23 years old, he can do what he wants, not breaking any rules. Others saying he should be more responsible and have more recognition of what's going on in the world, given that he plays for a hockey team getting paid a lot of money to do so. Nexus says he did nothing wrong. I would agree. Rob, oh, should we give money for your anniversary? Rob, no, you don't have to. Thank you, but please don't. Keep your money for yourselves. Make sure that you guys use it on yourselves. Edmund, also with Jake, if he was playing on an American team, then him going to a nightclub would not be a big issue. When you play in a Canadian market, everything you do is scrutinized. Yeah, I would agree with that. The Canadian market blows things up, and then when you're in your home market, that makes it even bigger. So I'd agree with those, Edmund, those sentiments. Daz Money, I just love that name. I just like saying it, Daz Money. Seeing how the playing round is only a best of 5, our goalie is going to be the X factor. If not, why? Well, yes, I think they're going to be one of the main X factors for sure, just like they'd be in a best of 7, but also a team that gels and gets chemistry and momentum right out of the gate. You win that first game, that's really hard for the other team now. They got to win 3 of the next 4. Obviously not impossible. Someone's got to lose the first game, but in a best of 5, that just makes it a lot tougher. So I think the X factor, goalies are certainly an X factor, but I think just adjustments to the weird surroundings, no crowd, blah, 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 how well you gel, how well you get your skating legs under you, I think that's going to be equal X factors as well. Great question, Des Money. Shy, Clay, I love your confidence and that you're confident with your body. That's great. Thanks, Shy. I'm never ever low on confidence, that's for sure. Whether it's about my ability, my talent, lack thereof, or how I look. This is how I look, and it's more important to me how I treat people. But that's awesome. Thank you. That's the best comment ever. I'm gonna save that actually, and maybe use that later whenever I'm feeling bad. Brady, yeah, both. I'm not sure what we're talking about. Maybe about sports now. I can't remember. Shy, he liked haiku. Yeah, Reels Dread haiku or something like that. Edmund haiku. Okay, good. So it's confirmation that the show is called Haiku. Dexter, I wonder why Jake likes the volleyball one. Winky face. So I think that's sarcastic, but yes, Jake, a very good volleyball player, and maybe it's the one thing he understands in anime. I don't know. Alfred, nobody's been talking about Seattle's team name lately. What are your predictions on the name of the Seattle team will be revealed in the next few months? Yeah, I made a vlog a few months ago about that. It was leaked that it's the Seattle Kraken, that mythological sea creature. And I haven't heard anything to say it's not going to be that or that it will be that. So I'm still leaning towards Kraken as the favorite, but that's not based on any inside knowledge other than vlogging about it a few months ago when it was supposedly leaked. Elfin, what sort of name would you want for Seattle? Michael Johnson, the famous sprinter, went on the ice for the first time in months and the best feeling ever. Victoria, oh, that's awesome, Michael. That's really cool. I'm glad you skated. That's good. Dexter, Brady lives in Campbell River. Thank you, Dexter. Rob, I'm in Victoria. I would come for a hockey or a meetup. Okay, we will consider that for sure. Rob, thank you. Justin, have you seen Alexis Lafreniere highlights? I've never seen a player that can pass like him. He goes to take a slap shot, but it ends up being a no-look pass right on the money. Yes, he's a very smart hockey player. Obviously, he can score, he can skate. But yes, I've heard that his passing, I've seen that his passing and his overall hockey sense is outstanding. And I've seen him. I remember watching him in the World Junior Tournament where you think that he'd have a perfect line on a slap shot, but then he'd make a perfect pass to another teammate who even had a better look. So yeah, I think he's going to be a great distributor of the puck for sure. Shy, Clay, you should get a Patreon. Shy, it's very interesting that you brought that up because I've been thinking about this a lot more, and I know a lot of podcasters do it. I know some YouTubers do it. I know some musicians do it, and I've never wanted to ask people to donate. Even when you guys donate to these streams, I think it's awesome. And it's very generous of you, but it's certainly not what I ask for. You know, I'd rather you guys give me a thumbs up or a nice comment as opposed to sending me money. I have thought about Patreon for this, but then I don't see myself, knowing that Patreon is kind of, you kind of build in levels and tiers. I understand that. And maybe you provide content for Patreon subscribers or whatever. I'm not sure if that's what I want to do. I kind of like the frequency that I post at, and the way I create content and the way that my content is created equally for everyone. So, you know, I would never turn down money or support, of course, and I would use it to buy, you know, a new microphone, new camera, blah, blah, blah. But really, I haven't seen a need for it, and I kind of like what I'm doing right now. So I think that's a really, really good question. So I have thought about it, Shy, but I can be convinced otherwise. But right now, I haven't really made it a priority to do it. And obviously, you do it to create different content, but ultimately to help make money. And this is a hobby for me. I'm very blessed to have a full-time job as well as a stipended position at my parish as well. Get some money from speaking, some sponsorship deals. So overall, I'm okay, but I can be convinced otherwise. Nux, Clay, do you have a pool table? No, we don't. We have no space in our place for a pool table, but we would love to have one. The boys love playing. But we'll go to a friend's house or we'll go to a billiards place if we need to. Not recently though. Nuts and bolts. Oh, sorry. Ryan, Jake Vertan didn't do anything wrong. I don't think it was selfish of him. It's not like the club was full capacity and he was with a small group of people in his bubble of friends. People need to chill. Yeah, Ryan, I think there are a lot of people like that as well. That would agree with you. Nuts and bolts. Clay, 2014 sounds like 24 team. 2014 sounds like 24 team. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, 2014. Maybe that's better. Dexter, have you donated the money we donated you to charity yet? No, Dexter, I have not. It comes a month after the stream. So basically, you guys donated that at the end of May. That means it'll come in the first 2 weeks of July, right? It comes 1 month later, so it doesn't come in my June YouTube payment. It comes in my July YouTube payment, and then I'll know exactly what I get based on what YouTube, the percentage that they keep, and then I will donate that money. So yes, thank you for keeping track and keeping me accountable. Certainly going to do it, but we'll do it when the money actually comes in, if that makes sense. Yeah, so for those of you that did donate, and thank you. It might seem like a long time ago, that was 5 or 6 weeks ago. YouTube is basically a month behind in giving, in sending that money. But I could easily go back and just look at how much you guys donated and just make that donation. But yeah, I'm gonna do that this week while I'm off and I have the time to do that. So thank you for asking. And Dexter, that's cool you mentioned that, because there's another thing I have to do is I have to I have to also award the Canucks Haiku contest winner that $100 gift card to Vanbase. So I got to do that as well this week. Thank you for the reminder. Edmund, curious, back in the day when the NBA did round 1, best of 5, I enjoyed it, or do you prefer it be best of 7? Round 5 is more chaos for sure, but I think best of 7 gives better chance for the proper team to get through. Edmund, if you want to get shredded, you can start with the P90X. Yes, I've heard of that, but I'm okay right now, but thank you. Shy, if Jake Virtanen wore a mask, it's bad because he didn't wear a mask. I think he should have wore a mask, but he's an adult and can choose what he wants to do. Also, I'm glad you liked my comment. I agree with you, and yes, I did like your comment. I want Seattle to be called the Kraken, so we can call the fans the Crackheads. Okay, Shy, that you can call them that, I won't. Alfred, Seattle Emeralds best represents the city. Yep, that's a good look. Nux, Clay, what's your quarantine sleep schedule? Oh, that's a good question. Because I've been working full time, Nux, it hasn't changed, but it's not great either. So I will usually go to bed between 12 and 1 and get up around 7. So if I'm falling asleep by 1, I get my 6 hours. Sometimes I get less than that. Sometimes I get a bit more than that. I found that by the end of the week, I'm quite tired. So if I wasn't at Marie's on Friday night, I'd probably fall asleep by 8:30 or 9. That's why I don't do any live streams late on Friday. But yeah, generally I get 6 hours a night, and that's generally enough for me. Shy, hey, do you think of playmaking wingers? Hey, do you think of playmaking wingers? I'm not sure what that means. Yes, I think of playmaking wingers a lot. I'm not sure if you're asking me who I think they should be, but maybe Shy, you can clarify that question. Laura, if you were to get another jersey with a player's name, who would you get on the back? Oh, good question. So I have the core 4. I have Pettersson, Hughes, Besser, and Horvat. I think if I were to get another jersey with another player's name, I could see me getting, if Gaudette's going to be here for a while, I could see that. But I probably would have got it before. I might consider a Toffoli one if he resigns. No, I think it'd be JT Miller. If I was to get one, it would be JT Miller, because we know he's here for another 3 years, at least, hopefully more. I think it would be JT Miller would be my first choice, and maybe Podkolzin or Höglander, but that wouldn't be for another 2 years. Great question, Laura. So I'd have to go with JT Miller. Laura, I think you got a lot of jerseys, right? I know we share the same Hughes ones. Let me know what you have and what you would get. Yeah, don't forget, when you ask me a question, I would love it if you put your answer as well. You can put it right in the question in the same comment. That way I have more to go off of, just because I want to hear your opinion as well. But that's very cool. Brady, who do you think has the best odds on winning the cup? Oh, Brady, it's so tough to say because of this break. You have to look at the top 4 teams on each side, right? In the West, in order, it's St. Louis, Vegas, Colorado, and Dallas. I'm not sold on Dallas. I think Colorado, because of their offensive firepower, do they have enough in the back end? Vegas is always scary, but so, maybe one of Vegas or Colorado. And in the East, you have Washington, you have Philly, you have Boston, you have Tampa. I like Tampa and Philly out of that. I don't think Boston's good, but I don't like them. Washington is good, but they won 2 seasons ago. This could be Tampa's year. They have a very, very solid team, and they want to avenge last year's quick exit. And Philly was so hot before they went on break, but every team's basically restarting. So I think best odds, I would go with Vegas and Colorado in the West, and I would go with Tampa and Philly in the East. Nuts and bolts. Remember, Clay, the team will need roaring thunder to overcome the wild. Yes, thank you, Nuts and bolts. Michael Johnson, I don't want to be the guy who advertises, but my brother is blind with 3% vision left, and he's a Paralympic track athlete, and he's a huge Canucks fan who's trying to build his brand with public speaking. Well, Michael, that's fine. You should be, advocating for your brother. I'm not sure if you put in a later comment, but put his name down in the comments, and if people want to look him up, they have the freedom to look him up. Edmund, Clay, did you like how Kessler was chirping at the Oiler fans about Edmonton being a hub city? I thought it was hilarious. Edmund, I actually didn't see it, so quick, if you can summarize it in 1 or 2 lines, tell me what he basically said. And did it come from because I used to play in Vancouver, or it was just Kessler being Kessler? I know Kessler was complaining about the escrow, but I didn't know he was going back at Edmonton fans. So let me know what he had to say. HSM Fangirl, this year has been a year. I want it to end already. Yes, this has been a crazy, unprecedented year for sure. I think a lot of people want it to end already for sure. Dexter asks, Nux, why do you use so many capital letters? And he used capital letters in that question. Michael, also Google blind hockey the puck. Also, Google blind hockey the puck makes noise. And they play at the 40s Center once a year in Burnaby. Google blind hockey the puck makes noise. Okay, I will do that, Michael. I'm not sure there's a word missing there if I'm just reading it wrong, but I will look that up later. Thank you. Shy, Clay, I'm grateful you don't have Patreon, which sounds selfish, but I can't afford it, and I hate streams that are Patreon exclusives. That's very humble of you. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, my last thought on Patreon, I certainly don't begrudge anyone who has it. I get it. Like, a lot of these people are doing it because it's their main source of income, or they want it to be their main source of income. And that's fine, man. I'm not here to judge at all. But yeah, when you start charging more for different content, it has the effect of separating the haves from the have-nots. And I mean that respectfully, as in basically the people that are willing to pay or can afford to pay, and the people that aren't willing to pay. And even people complain that The Athletic, the wonderful subscriber-based app is behind a paywall. You have to pay for it. You have to subscribe to it. So there's pros and cons to each. But yeah, no, I don't do it to look like a martyr or whatever. I just really haven't looked into it. But thanks, Shy. Yeah, but if you want to support people, be patrons on the Patreon, that's all good. And if you don't want to, I think there's plenty of free content out there right now as well. Ryan, Clay, out of the MLB and NBA, which one do you think doesn't start up due to COVID? Oh, yeah, those two sports you're hearing, there's even more players that are complaining than, say, in the NHL. Which one do you think doesn't start up? If I had to pick one, I would say it's the MLB, because there's more labor strife there, but I don't know enough about either situation aside from I would love it to see them play as long as it's safe to do so. Rios, I'm pretty sure YouTube takes more than 50% of the money, 30%. Yeah, I am aware of that. So maybe I have to make up the difference, right? If someone gave me $50, they want $50 to go to charity, not 70% of that, so not $35. So someone's got to make up that $15, so maybe I will end up doing it, which I'd be happy to do. So that's another reason why maybe I should just go back to the stream and see exactly how much it was. But then I think the auditor in me will then compare it to what YouTube actually pays out, and then we'll go from there. Shy, Clay, you should stream from your couch. It must be more comfortable than your chair. Yeah, I could actually sit back here and just stream like this, right? But then, maybe I have to move the microphone closer. Or there's this couch as well. I could actually stream kind of like this. But then again, I don't know if that's the best view. I don't know if you want to stare at me, lying on a couch the whole time. But yeah, no, I could actually stream from my kitchen. I could make some pancakes while I'm talking to you. Not sure why I chose pancakes, but yeah. But Shy, great suggestions, and you don't have to be on Patreon to make those suggestions. I thought that was pretty funny. Angus, I assume Canucks. By the way, did you like that? Did you like when I showed you alternate views? Dexter is saying go to the couch already, but I don't know. Could you hear me actually okay when I was sitting back there? Because right now I have my ring light. You can kind of see, this is what happens when I turn my ring light off. So it's not the best, right? At least the ring light gives a bit more thing. But my ring light is attached to my Mac, which I'm reading the comments off. So I have my Mac here, I have my PC here, and then I am actually streaming from my phone attached to my ring light. Does that make sense? Yeah. Couch Clay, yes. Clay's Canucks couch commentary. Clay's couch Canucks commentary, quadruple C. Okay, let's keep going. Sorry for that that little reprieve there. Angus, I assume Canucks get home ice advantage against the Wild. Would you like to see Travis use a hard match for his lines? Yes. So the Canucks would get home ice advantage from a standpoint, obviously playing in Edmonton, not really, but they would be designated the home team for 3 of the 5 games because they are the higher seed. Do I want to see Travis hard match? That's a really good question. I think Travis Green is going to try and get Petey's line, whether that's, it's going to be Petey and Miller, whether it's Besser or Toffoli. I actually think it should be Besser, not Toffoli. I'm actually going to blog about this tomorrow. I think, tell me if you agree with this. I think when you're deciding between Besser and Toffoli on the top line, there's a greater chance that Besser goes invisible playing with Horvat and Pearson, as opposed to if he's playing with Petey and Miller. So again, hear me out. I think there's a greater chance if Besser is struggling that he becomes more invisible playing with Horvat than he does if he's playing with Petey and Miller. So I would start Besser with Petey and Miller, reunite the Lotto 649 line. Then I would go Horvat with Pearson and Toffoli. There's experience there, and they have chemistry. And then if you have to, you can always flip it. If it's not working, you can always put Toffoli back with Pettersson and Miller because they showed chemistry, 10 points in 10 games for Toffoli, and then drop Besser down the second line. But I would start with Besser on the top line now that he's back, now that everyone's back. So we'll see how that goes. But to answer your question, Angus, I think as the home team, I think Travis Green will try and get the top line, just say Petey's line with Miller. They'll try and get them out against a weaker Minnesota line. And then they're going to hard match Horvat's line, Horvat, Pearson, and someone with Minnesota's top line, or one of the 2 top lines, and then give Sutter's line, a checking line. I don't think you can use Gaudette and Virtanen as a checking line. So I actually think Gaudette and Virtanen, the 3rd line, might end up being the 4th line because if Green wants a hard match, then I would see a Sutter, Beagle, Mott line getting more of the hard match, if that makes sense. So I think it's going to be a mix. I think definitely when he's the home team, he'll try and get Petey away from a good checking line somehow, and a good checking D. And then when you're the away team, then you obviously have less control over that. So Angus, I hope that answers your question. I think it's gonna be a mixture of both, quite frankly. But I don't think he's gonna match the Petey line from a standpoint of defensively. He wants to match Petey, get him out there against some of a weaker Minnesota line for sure. Rome, the Canucks will have some serious problems signing some players due to cap issues. Not sure how they can even consider signing Trampkin. They can sign Trampkin if they walk away from Kristanev, if they don't sign one of Stetcher or Virtanen, and if they get away from Fantenberg as well and get Josh Leavell cheap, then there's going to be a little bit of money left, not a lot. And if you don't go sign Toffoli, then you're going to have a lot of money. But I truly believe the Canucks are going to do everything they can to sign both Markstrom and Toffoli. I think those are the 2 that you've got to bring back. And then maybe one of Virtanen or Stetcher. Maybe. We'll see. Notification squad, where you at? Not sure what that means because I'm not very cool. Justin, the high skill level, but personality and potential locker room issues. Let's all hope JV never gets to that point. He could be the one that wins it for us in Game 7 of the finals. I do think he can be like an X factor in these playoffs for sure. He can be what Michael Furlan was like 5 years ago when Furlan was playing for Calgary and terrorizing the Vancouver Canucks. He could be very, very good that way. He could be an awesome playoff performer. Justin, Seattle Crackheads. Justin, like that from Shy. Alfred, do you have a favorite game show? If so, what's your favorite? Not currently. I don't watch any game shows. I was a classic Family Feud guy, and I still catch some stuff with Steve Harvey on the internet. I like Pressure Luck, big bucks, no whammies, and I like the Match Game. Those are my 3 favorite growing up. I watch a bit of Price is Right, but yeah, if I had to pick one, it would be the Family Feud. Shy, what do I think of playmaking wingers? I think we need them. They're very important because not all centers are good playmakers. Some centers are good snipers. Shy, I got a Besser jersey. I love it. Hopefully he gets to be a superstar again. Yep, I think you'll be fine, Shy. There's gonna be a lot of time to he's young, right? He's only played 3 years. He's got a lot of good years ahead of him. Edmund, if Trampkin does come back, we would have the tallest demon along with Myers Trampkin pairing would be crazy. What's that? 6'8" and 6'7". So combined over 13, close to 13 and a half feet of D defensive goodness there. Not gonna be the fastest pair ever, but they'd be massive. Shy, who do you want to win the cup? If Boston wins, I'm gonna be mad. Well, obviously I want the Canucks to win. If the Canucks don't win, I want it to be Winnipeg from the West because they're my second favorite team. And I want it to be Tampa from the East because they are my third favorite team. HSM Fangirl Clay, did you change your YouTube name? Because it's always been Clay Emo, now it's Canuck Clay. HSM Fangirl Gaming, very good observation. Very good observation, yes. I'm taking a YouTube course right now, trying to beef up, trying to make sure that I'm doing the right things. And one of the things I decided to do is change my YouTube name, very simple, from Clay Emo, my full name, to Canuck Clay, because Canuck Clay is my Twitter account. When I get introduced either in social media or when I get interviewed or whatever, oftentimes it's at Canuck Clay as opposed to Clay Emo. So yes, my YouTube name is going to be Canuck Clay going forward, but the rest of my Google stuff, I don't use Google a lot, so I'm not worried that people are going to get confused of who's Canuck Clay. I might actually make it say Canuck Clay Emo, actually. So then when someone types Canuck Clay, it'll come up, obviously. It still does, actually. Even when it was Clay Emo and someone typed in Canuck Clay, it would still show up. But maybe I make it Canuck Clay Emo. That way, on my other non-YouTube Google stuff, like Gmail and stuff. But I've actually, what am I talking about? I've already set Gmail to say my display name is Clay Emo. So maybe I'm going to keep it like this for now and see how it goes. But that is a great observation, HSF Fangirl Gaming. Very good. And Dexter's saying, don't make it Canuck Clay Emo. Okay, Dexter, I'll take your advice. Shy, sadly, I wasn't watching hockey during 2011, but NHL YouTube channel posted I low-key died and side event was there. Yeah, Shy, no, thanks for your honesty. If you weren't watching hockey in 2011, imagine being in the arena watching that goofball Zdeno Chara skate around Rogers Arena hoisting the Stanley Cup. It was so painful. Laura, I have Hughes, the skate, Horvat, the away captain jersey, Pedersen, 2018, 2019, and Besser, Reebok home. Okay, so you have the big four as well. Okay, the core four, and you would also get Millers. Well, maybe we should get Millers together. So Laura, I will connect with you outside of this and we'll figure that out together. Edmund, when NHL was decided between Edmonton and Toronto, he made a comment about all players would prefer Toronto over Edmonton. Ah, I see. And I think that he's being honest, right? There simply seems to be more to do, although how much are you gonna be able to do if you're in the bubble? Dexter, Google blind hockey, the puck makes noise. That's what he was trying to say. Thank you, Dexter, for that. So Google blind hockey, the pucks make noise. The puck makes noise. Okay, so what I'm gonna Google is blind hockey, the puck makes noise. Correct? Okay, good. Laura, and I just got this year's stick and rink and I'm going to eventually get Hoglander's name on the back. Ah, that's nice, that's good. Shy, thanks man, I'm glad you find it funny. Couch Clay, yes, no, I like it when you're in your chair. Thank you, Dexter. I just thought Couch Clay was funny. Yeah, me too. Shy, yes, Clay, alternate views are nice. And yes, we could hear you great back there. Okay, that's awesome. Rob, it'll be hard to read the comments from the couch. That's a good point, actually. I would not be able to read comments from the couch. I would have to bring this laptop back there. But then you'd basically see me on that couch with my laptop. I might as well just bring my whole setup back there. You know, I could do that. I could just plug my ring light into this computer and sit on my couch next time. Why haven't I done that before? I should try that next Sunday, is simply run, because all I'm doing is reading comments off of this computer back here. I'm gonna see if I can flip it so you guys can see what I mean. Okay, so if you guys see what I mean, there's my computer. I'm not gonna switch it around, but you can see I'm reading the comments here, but then I'm talking into this screen. This computer is doing absolutely nothing. It's the one that I used to look up stats in. So I could use this computer to do that, set up a little table, and sit on my couch. Or Rob says, or move the sofa. Okay, so many options. Okay, we will figure that out for next week. But yeah, I am gonna come at you with a different look next week, probably from one of these two couches. That makes a lot of sense. Very good. All right, let's keep on going. Oh my, we're already at an hour. Okay, last 10 minutes. Dexter says agreed about reading comments from the couch. Nuck says Toffoli with Pearson and Bowl. Yep, I agree. Justin, Miller, Pedersen, Toffoli line would be sick. Yeah, that's what they were doing for the last 10 games of the season, Justin. That was indeed the line. Dexter keeps retracting messages. I'm not sure if it's because it's bad. Nucks and Bolts. Couch, oh so comfy. Reminds me of Ariel Tulia. Oh, okay. So Nucks and Bolts is referring to parodies. Actually, got paid to do a Lazy Boy commercial. Me and my other Canucks collab partner, Ariel Tulial, doing Iggy Azalea's I'm So Fancy. We did I'm So Comfy. Talked about the Canucks and buying Lazy Boy couches. That was pretty fun, actually. Look that up if you want. That's just put in comfy Canuck Clay. That doesn't sound right. Shy, I'm a huge Besser fan. I like the lot of line, but Besser needs to get his game together. Yeah, but remember, he's coming off an injury. Nuck 649, Furling, Gaudette, Bertanen, Sheesh. Is Furling going to play? I think he's trying to, and we will see what happens. But Furling, Gaudette, Bertanen, that could be a really good line, fast line, physical line. I don't know how good defensively they will be. Shy, is the play-in confirmed? I'm kind of doubting it will start. Well, it's confirmed from a standpoint if they're setting it up to start August 1st. Training camp will be July 13, and you got to be in the hub city by July 23rd. July 23rd, and then play-in starts August 1st, and that's the plan. Players going to vote on it this week. Shy. So Ryan Clay, chicken or pork chops? I like chicken, especially chicken parm or Japanese chicken wings. Shy. Clay, can I be your honorary hype man? Shy, you are hired, but I pay really bad, so you can be my hype man. Shy, the notification squad is the people that hit the bell when they subscribe. Yeah, actually, now when you say that, I know a lot of people say, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell so you get notified. You guys know how to do all that already if you want. Shy says, Clay, if you want more subs, you should put tags on your videos if you don't already. Yep, I do that. I maximize the 500 characters in the tags, but thank you, Shy. Dexter, don't make it Canuck Clay emo. Steel Dog, Canuck Clay, stick with it. Okay, good idea. Alfred Clay, I'm going to bed now. Thank you for your tonight. I'll see you in the next stream. Stay safe, stay healthy. God bless and go Canucks go. Thanks, Alfred. You posted this about 5 minutes ago, so you may be gone already, but thank you. God bless you too. Shy, I did not watch hockey in 2011 because I was only 7. That's great. Thanks for making me feel so old. You can call me Grandpa. And yes, you must be 16 years old now. Wigiwa. Here's a name I haven't seen in a while. Toffoli could be the difference playing the Wild. They have had our number. Yep, Toffoli. I think Toffoli and Miller. When you look at who Benning has brought in from a top 9 perspective, Miller, Toffoli, Pearson, and Levo all over the past 2 seasons. I like that. I like that a lot. Okay, good. Dexter says, no, just Google blind hockey. The puck makes noise with an extra comment. Okay, so I will Google blind hockey when I'm done. Thanks, Dexter. Nuck 649, Smart Clay, Rob, or move the sofa closer. All good ideas. Shy. LOL, seeing Clay think really deeply about sitting on the couch is really funny to me. Yeah, it's a big decision. Dexter, make a live streaming lounge. Yeah, we'll turn down the lights. We'll put it on some, actually watch it. Alexa, play some chill music.
All right. The station, Lounge and Bar on Amazon Music.
Okay, so we got some chill music. Okay, I think this is a little too dark. It's a little scary. Hold on. Okay, so now we've changed a bit of the mood. I'm not sure I like it too much. Okay, Alexa, stop. Okay, that was my experiment to see what a lounging live stream would look like. So again, I'm always trying to innovate, trying to come up with new options. So maybe that's it. Oh, by the way, is it better with that light off? I actually think it makes this part look too bright. I'm going to turn it back on, actually. Okay. I think this is the most I've ever moved in one live stream, so tell me if you guys like this kind of variety, or if this is too crazy for you. Rather me just sit here and talk for an hour straight. I do like the changes in scenery once in a while. Okay, let's finish it off in the next 5 minutes. Okay. Nuck says, change the location. Jarhead says, Clay, do you volunteer for Ice and Dice and Canucks golf tournaments? Oh, how do you volunteer? Jarhead, basically, you got to be 19 years old, and They actually have a set people of volunteers already. They're the ones that sell the 50-50 at games. But I actually just cold called. I found the name of someone, or I introduced myself at one of the games to the volunteer coordinator, and I've been volunteering for the past 2 or 3 years. So let me, Jarhead, right now I don't think they're looking for more volunteers, but maybe reach out to me a different way. I'm going to type my email in the comments here, clayemo@shaw.ca. So if any of you guys ever have a question about anything, let me know. And so Jarhead, if you're serious about it, shoot me a message there. So then, so then I can remember to get back to you, and I'll find out if they're looking for volunteers. But generally, that's the best way is to get in. Once I got in once, now I'm on their volunteer list, so to speak, but I'm not sure if they're looking for more volunteers. That's the point I'm trying to make. Dexter, I agree. I was agreeing with Besser being on a line with PD and Miller. Yeah, good. Rob, if a team from Canada wins the Stanley Cup, can you do a live stream that night for an hour or so? Yeah, I think, one thing I'm going to be doing because of COVID, because there's no going to games, I think I'm going to be live streaming post game a lot, actually. Especially after the Canucks games, I don't want to live stream during the game because that obviously is going to take away from my experience. But after the game, instead of doing a quick post game vlog that I usually do, let me know what you think. Would you join me if I did post game live streams after the Canucks playoff games or the playing games? Would you join me on here, even for half an hour, to talk about the game, the good, the bad, and the ugly? Let me know. That's what I'm thinking about doing, is doing a live stream after every one of the Canucks play in and games. So I'm seeing a lot of yes, which is pretty cool. So we'll see. We'll see about that. But yeah, that's something I've been thinking about for sure. And I got a month to figure that out. Manon, favorite Canuck goal song? Great question. This Hey Hey has gotten on me, but I really like The Holiday, and I can't remember the other ones actually, quite frankly. But The Holiday, maybe that's the easy one to say, but better than Gary Glitter or whatever. But Holiday was always fine with me. But admittedly, I don't remember a lot of the other ones, but maybe that's why. Maybe it's because they didn't stand out to me. Laura, who do you think will score a clutch goal for us in the play-in round and hopefully playoffs? I think it's going to be Toffoli or Besser. Like you expect Miller to score, you expect Pettersson to score, maybe even Horvat, yes and no. But I think Toffoli would be a great feel-good story, right? And maybe convince him to sign with us long term. But Toffoli is the new guy, and Besser is the guy returning from injury. I would expect one of those two guys to score the series clincher. Hopefully in game 3. Shy, Clay, let's go to 1. No, can't go to 1 today. That's another 2 hours. I won't make it. I barely made it when I had to come back when it was my birthday, and that was at 12. So no, I'm going to go to bed soon. I'm exhausted. I have 19,000 steps from running around for 3 hours chasing my nephews around, and my own kids. So I am going to wrap up in the next 5 minutes for sure, if I ever get to the end of these comments. Because I never like to leave a comment untouched, as you guys know. Grandpa Clay, yes, that's true. Brady, haha, great start. Laura, okay, so you guys were laughing about my lounge. I'm glad you guys like that live stream lounge. That's pretty, Dexter, that name's kind of sticking with me now. The live stream lounge or the comfy couch, one of the two. Dexter, get Gail down here and it will be a romantic time. Okay, Shy's comment about me being comfortable in my body, that was pretty funny, but Dexter, I think that one takes the cake. You didn't know the actual spelling of her name is Gail. But that's fine. I knew exactly what you're talking about. I'm trying to convince her to come on my live stream. Actually, tonight would have been the perfect night because it's coming up to our 20-year anniversary. She's hilarious on camera, not because she's a comedian, but she just likes to make fun of me like almost everyone else does. And maybe I'm easy fodder for her, but no, I was able to get Sean, Jake, and Kayla relatively easy on these things. Gail's going to be a tougher sell. In fact, I would probably do a house tour before I would get Gail down here, but we will see. But that was really funny, Dexter. Now we're talking, says Nux. Steel Dog says, laughing my A off. Nux and Bolts, Jake always played better with JT Miller. Yeah, I'm not sure if Jake's going to get a chance to play up there, though. Nux 649 laughing. Ryan says, Clay, you're going nuts. Yeah, maybe I am. Shy, Clay, you need candles for your lounge. We'll see. Wigiwa, yes, Clay, it's been a minute since I have caught you live, but I've been following. Thank you, Wigiwa. I appreciate that. Shy, Clay getting exercise. Yes, there's my email. Oh, that was my post. Steel, getting your steps in. Perfect. Yeah, 19,000 today. Shy, what's the best way to meet the Canucks players? I'd love to get my jersey signed. Shai, a lot of people, and Laura, if you're still on, she could attest to this. A lot of people wait outside of the parking garage after game nights. Now, we can't do that this year, obviously, because they're playing in Edmonton. But a lot of people wait there after practices, or they go to practice at UBC. Actually, that seems a little easier. When they practice at UBC, you can just wait for them in the parking lot afterwards. But Nux, I'll get to that in a second. But or you can wait outside the parking garage outside of games or after games and practices. So a lot of people saying yes to post-game streams. Okay, that's good. I'm thinking about doing that for sure. Yes. Great idea. Canucks goal song should be the Wii menu. Is that do or something like that, right, Shai? Okay, that's good. Now you know why I don't sing in my videos. But yes, the Canucks goal song should be the Wii theme. That's awesome. Rios, Rafi Torres, clutch goal. Yeah, I don't think he's playing for us this year though, right? Rob, thanks for a great night of hockey talk. Have a great weekend and stay safe. You too, Rob. Thanks for tuning in. Shai, Dexter, how dare you top my comment? Well played. Both of them are good. Nux, is the Rick Dollywall interview coming? It is, but I'll talk about that in a second. Shai, I don't want to harass the players though. No, that's up to you. They're used to playoff. I think they're used to playoffs. They're used to autographs, so that's fine. And Dexter, I met Tyler Madden pregame at the World Juniors, and he signed my jersey. Quinn Hughes also flipped me a puck during warm-up at the World Juniors. Yes, I'm aware of that story. I think, Dexter, you shared that here. Okay. It is 10 after 11. I've gotten through all the comments, so I'll give you 1 minute to say anything else aside from bye. And then, as you know, then I do my ending without even looking at the comments. Guys, spam comments. 10 more, no, not 10 more minutes. Right, no, I thought you were going to bed, Rob. Okay, so Wiiwa says, good night, Emo from the Sunshine Coast. Thank you, Clay. Get spam. I don't think you got my comment, but it was a thanks for doing this. I appreciate you teaching new things about hockey. Okay, that's awesome. Okay, there are a lot of nice things there. So I will get to those in a second. So really quickly, Zoom chats, a quick update. Yes, Dusty had to move his, so I'll reschedule him in July. Rick Dollywall will be this Friday, so I will post that on Friday or Saturday. Matt Sakaris, I will be talking to him. Matt Sakaris from TSN 1040. I reached out to him. We were trading messages, and he was supposed to get back to me while I was doing this. So Matt Sakaris, I will talk to sometime earlier in this week. So my plan then is Matt Sakaris early sometime this week. Then I will do Rick Dollywall later this week. I'll do Dusty hopefully later in July. And then the other one, more national media guy that I can't say yet because it's not confirmed, I will do that one later in July. So at least I think I have 4 lined up for the month of July. So that's pretty exciting. As I'm watching these comments, as I'm trying to wind up, I see some of you saying you should do a Zoom call with your fans next week. So yeah, I might not do it next week, but that's something that maybe we should do closer to the play-in. Is maybe I can record a Zoom call and then I can post that on the YouTube channel. I think that would be pretty cool, right? Whether we take the place of a live stream or instead of we do live stream, I actually run a Zoom call on a Sunday night instead, or Sunday night at 9 and then post it later. Whatever, we will figure that out. But yes, so from a Zoom standpoint, look forward to Matt Sakaris and Rick Dollywall over the next week or week and a half. In the meantime, if you want to hit the thumbs up, I'd appreciate that. I see 1 thumbs down, but that's okay. I forgive you. I'm not here to judge. But hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And if you don't know, I do daily vlogs on the Vancouver Canucks. And I always appreciate your feedback. And I appreciate the fact that you could be doing anything else right now, but instead you spent the last 70 minutes with me, some of it seeing me sit on my couches, turn off the lights, getting Alexa going. Oh, great. She's going to say something now. No, okay. And taking ideas for names of my channel and names of my next chats, whether it's the Comfy Couch or the Livestream Lounge. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Stay safe, stay healthy, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Have a great week. I'm off for a week, so if you ever want to hit me up on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook, and now you have my email as well, feel free to do so. Thanks for your greetings in advance of my 20th wedding anniversary with Gail this Wednesday. Have a great night. God bless, and go Canucks go.